Hey, what is cracking out there? Principal Lifers in the house. Principal T-Mac here, guys. About to give a little download on today's date. It was a beautiful, windy Tuesday over here, man. I mean, we were just like blowing around, so we had to call that, inclement weather. Kids were like, hey. But, hey, so today I had a very interesting moment, and just something it just really reiterated the power of being present. I guess that's really what I kind of really want to title this, is just being present and in the moment. And so, every day, you know how it goes, right? Like, we make our plans, we have all of our tasks and everything. We kind of have our day kind of planned out. But, like when you're at a school site, things are going to twist and turn. And so some of the plans may go out of the door, and that is supposed to be I'm like, okay, right? I mean, if we're not flexible, then it's going to be really hard for everyone else to be flexible. But we had an incident where one of our staff team members got extremely offended by a comment that was made by one of our very young scholars, and it really was extremely hurtful and deep wounded right there. And so I was able to meet with that staff team member, and just to hear her out, hear how this has really impacted her. It's impacted her journey as a human being, and she's actually part of a program where I'm not necessarily the administrator over that. They kind of just use space on our campus, and so I called up like her supervisor, just chopping it up with her, and she was asking like, hey, like, what do you suggest that we do? And I just said, hey, look, I know that if they have a couple of hours until school is out, I said, if at all possible, I would highly suggest that you clear off your calendar, come down to the site, and just show up and be present. You may not have any plans, you may not have any next steps, and like, here's our strategic plan, okay, like, here's our next steps. That doesn't matter. Just show up, and that will go a million miles right there. That will show that you care, that you're compassionate, and that you want to be there for her as a human being, and not necessarily like as an employee, here, working, like at a job. But man, you are there to support her as a human, and like when I suggested that to her, she kind of like paused for like a while, right? It was like a long pause. And she's like, I never really thought about that. And I said, yeah, you know what? I've kind of learned that if you just, people have a story, and there are things that they're going through. And leadership does not mean whatsoever that we have all the answers, right? But we should be present. We should be there wanting to walk alongside of people along their journey. And so that's like 90% of the battle, right? And then we can figure the things out as we go along, but man, just being present there. And so that is my takeaway today. It just really reminded me again that, to check in with my faculty, and man, when folks are particularly having a rough time, things may be going on, just be present, checking with them. Hey, like, how you doing? Is there anything I can do for you? I actually told the staff team member, I was like, hey, if you need me to, I can jump into your room right now, take over. If you need to take some time off to just kind of regather, regroup, I got you right there. At first, she started laughing. This is like the little, like little kids, like, you're really gonna do that? I'm like, yeah, right. Like, I'm I'm down for that right there. And so, but when we do that, though, I think people can breathe at their site. They can just really relax and know, man, my principal's got my back. And if you create that kind of culture, you guys, your faculty will do anything for you, and they'll want to collectively get behind your vision. So, all right, guys, so that's it for today. I hope you guys have a sweet night. Peace out. Yeah.